Beautiful. This is an excerpt from a story called Baling Hay. I didn't bale much hay, but this part of the story takes place while I was sitting in a kitchen in the southeast side of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, on 5th Avenue, where Grandma and Grandpa Schwarzhoff lives. So that's where this starts and ends. While I sat at the kitchen table, a skinny teenage kid with dark shoulder-length hair that was parted in the middle, think Kiss without the makeup, and a brain that was still soggy after the tequila debacle, all was well. Then something strange happened. People started to leave the house through the kitchen door behind me, including aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, brothers, and sisters. Even Grandma and Grandpa Schwarzhoff wandered off. Eventually, I was the only person left. And although there was plenty to eat, even that started to change after the refrigerator door popped open. Now food was floating out of the kitchen door, including milk and butter and bologna and Braunschweiger and head cheese. The bread basket and the toaster were next to go, followed by coffee cans full of oatmeal raisin cookies. Then I said goodbye to the dented boxes of Quisps cereal that Grandpa Schwarzhoff brought home from his job on the railroad. The baked light radio Grandma tuned into from her hometown of Wollwine waltzed out the door. Then things started marching out of the bedroom and the living room, the big things heading out the front door and the smaller stuff, doilies, packs of Camel Straights, Grandpa's fedora going out the back. The last thing to leave the first floor was a framed black and white photograph of Grandpa Schwarzhoff's brother, a priest who had drowned while he was still a young man. Then things started coming up from the basement. I saw Uncle Gerald's sci-fi paperbacks leave the house, followed by the console stereo that played. I saw her standing there for an entire evening. And there was the green camelback couch where in 7th grade Janet Stone King and I made plans to marry as soon as we became adults. All of those things went marching out various doors as I sat at the kitchen table. Then parts of the house started to disappear until all that was left was the fluted columns on the front porch, enormous white structures that looked like they had been imported from Greece, and then they were gone. I found the whole thing disconcerting, and I felt funny sitting at a kitchen table without walls or ceilings while futuristic cars whizzed down 5th Avenue. In the 15 minutes since the exodus began, the sky had changed from blue to gray and the temperature had dropped 50 degrees, and I figured it was time to move on. So I started walking, at which point I learned that other things had also disappeared. The garage where Grandpa Schwarzhoff built me a bookcase was gone. The funeral home down the street was gone, and so was the corner market where we'd buy groceries for Grams while adding Bazooka Joe bubblegum to the haul. Gone too was the small Wonder Bread bakery, and gone was the house on the other side of the street where, when Breeds and I were watching TV one drunken afternoon, the news showed a guy jumping off a house and landing on a sidewalk. That didn't go so well. The drive-thru where I had my first brush with the police was gone. Everything was gone, replaced by a giant parking lot. Everything, that is, except the tiny house on the corner. Somehow that survived. That's all true. Thank you.